In scenic northeast Scotland, locals share the waterfront with towering oil rigs, mothballed until their next deployment. Britain plans to become a net zero emitter by 2050, but in July, the UK government promised hundreds of new licenses for gas and oil exploration in the North Sea. That means these rigs could soon be drilling for oil again, despite promises to cut fossil fuel use, a move defended by the offshore energy industry.
In the UK, we're a net importer of oil and gas. We're trying to develop more wind, we're trying to develop carbon storage, trying to develop hydrogen. All of them need investment. And it's a transition. It's not simply the ability to turn the lights off on oil and gas and move straight to more electricity. We need molecules, we need electrons, and we're going to need them both for years to come.
This new emphasis on fossil fuels comes as UK wind power finds itself in crisis. With electricity prices capped following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, a recent auction of licenses to build offshore wind farms failed to attract any bidders. Power companies say that at current prices, it isn't possible to turn a profit on new projects.
The challenge is it's really difficult to make money in the sector at the minute. The cost of installing new wind turbines is really expensive, and despite what's going on across Europe on electricity prices don't really match the cost of doing business in wind here in the UK at the minute.
Environmental campaigners have strongly criticised these setbacks to the UK's net zero policy. Greenpeace recently occupied one of the Prime Minister's houses while he was on an overseas trip. And activists say that the policy changes are confusing for businesses trying to plan ahead.
Any support, any open government support for continuation of fossil fuels has a negative impact on the transition, because it drives investors away. Because investors need an understanding of what the government is going to do, and they need to know that for the long term.
According to government figures, renewables currently make up about 47% of the country's energy production. But if the UK is to reach net zero emissions by 2050, the government says wind energy needs to rise by 5 times what it is now. And as tough economic times test the UK's commitment to net zero, these sleeping giants could soon be waking up.